Yeah, Brad, with this being your second year, just what does it mean, coming into this offense? Just, learned a little bit of the ropes running the offense, at ULM and some of the games, but just what's been this transition like going into year two?
I mean, it's just been such a blessing. I've been able to be under this offense for a year now, and just being able to learn from Coach Kenny and then to learn from Coach Keppel has just been, amazing for me. Just being able to run the offense each and every day, and then you'd say the reps running the offense and being part of the team is a good thing, but mainly for me, I think the biggest thing for me is I know what we're trying to do here. At Texas State, the goal, 8-5 and winning the first responder bowl, 2 years in a row is great, but for us, our expectation is we want to win a Sun Belt championship and have a shot to go to the college football playoffs. And so I think just for me, my biggest thing just coming to year two is I kind of have that year of seniority on me. I'm still a freshman, but I'm able to kind of know what we're trying to do here, and just to be able to lead guys and be able to kind of set this culture here at Texas State that we want to build and to hopefully compete for a championship.
Yeah, you're one of the very few returners coming back from last year's team. Just what does it mean to have so many new faces, being on this roster?
Yeah, no, it's a blessing. You have guys, in the quarterback room, and you have guys, coming from all different places, and you're just able to meet new people, right? And I think it's a big thing for me is you're able to kind of teach, especially you have new receivers coming in, new running back, new old linemen. You're able to kind of teach with them, talk with them, and I feel like when you actually teach, the offense and what we're actually trying to do here, you become better yourself. And so it's been such a blessing. We've had such great guys come in, and guys that want to be a part of what we're trying to do here, and really guys that fit into the culture here. And it's just been such a blessing for us to be able to have those guys come here.
Now, you were here when Coach Luff was still. Now you got a new offensive coordinator. Just what's that transition been like, trying to, I guess, adjust to his coaching style?
Yeah. I mean, it hasn't been big. Coach Keppel is, I'd say him and Coach Luff are very, even when it comes to, operating the offense, knowing the ins and outs of the offense. And, Coach Keppel's a great play caller. He's a great play designer, and he knows where people should be. And his whole thing is he wants to put guys in a situation where they can play to their strength and make plays. And that's what I really harp on for Coach Keppel is he's such a great coach, and he knows how to teach the offense. In our film room, we're constantly getting better as we're seeing what we need to improve on, and then he'll give us the credit when we do something good. And so Coach Keppel's just been awesome in the room ever since he's been promoted, and then had the chance to be able to coach in that North Texas game, and we saw what happened there. The offense played really, really well, and we're moving the ball up and down the field, and so just having him this year is a big blessing for the Bobcats for sure.
Yeah, what's been the big difference having Coach Keppel, as offensive coordinator compared to, Coach Leftwich?
Yeah, I think Coach Keppel's a little bit more laid back than Leftwich was. Leftwich was he's a guy where if someone's not doing his job, he's getting after him, and that guy knows it. He won't do that mistake again. So I think Coach Keppel's kind of reserved, but he knows when to get after guys and kind of bring the most out of them. But I'd say as far as knowing the offense and stuff like that, they're relatively the same, and it's just been a very smooth transition coming from year one to year two.
Yeah, you were kind of thrown into the role last year, especially when Jordan went out with an injury. Just, what did you learn from that experience, and how are you trying to transition that into year two?
Yeah, it's been a blessing. I think for being able to play, just being ready for my opportunity. And I was very fortunate to be able to play in 3 games last season, and just being able to get that game experience and kind of get my feet wet, seeing what college football is about, because, coming in for being a high schooler and then coming in and playing on the college level, they're not the same. The speed of the game is not the same, and so being able to do that, kind of get those reps under my feet, I'm able to kind of apply that knowledge and be able to learn and be able to continue stacking just what I need to know to be better at the quarterback position. Just being able to go into a game and to have that game speed, it's been such a blessing for me to be able to do that.
What's some things you're trying to work on this year to kind of improve yourself from last year?
I think for me, it's just really a vocal leader. I think that's really something that I've been blessed to be kind of thrusted into, is that leadership role, because as you come in last year and I'm a freshman, if I say something, people are just going to kind of push it off, be like, oh, he's a freshman, doesn't really know what he's talking about, 18-year-old kid. But now, I've been here a year, and I was blessed to play in a little bit of games, and so for me, I think the biggest challenge and the biggest kind of thing that's been kind of on my mind and heart recently is just to be able to be a leader and to be vocal for the guys. And I think if you want to build a culture, that's what you have to be. You have to be vocal, and you have to be able to be willing to bring the best out of guys each and every day, and just be the best version of yourself. And so I think for me, it's just coming here in year two, it's we want to build a culture here, and I think it's just the goal is just taking it day by day in order to win a championship. So.
Yeah, tell us about this quarterback room. I know everyone's competing for that starting position, but what makes this room so special? How have y'all been able to, not only stay competitive, but still kind of be relatively close to one another?
Yeah, I think the key is we leave the football stuff on the football field. After we get out the white lines, it's not a competition anymore. We're, like Holden said, we're all human beings, and we're all able to kind of have our own lives. But like we went out and played Topgolf together. One time with Coach Keppel and Coach Evans, and that was a super fun experience. We kind of bond over stuff like that. But I think it's just like we're all, individuals that we come from are different spots in our lives. But at the end of the day, we realize, the goal is we want to be the starting quarterback. But at the end of the day, we realize that football doesn't define who we are, right? We're still all human beings, and football's it's our job, is stuff we do. But at the end of the day, our identity isn't labeled in that. And so just being able to be with these guys has been such a blessing. Just being able to kind of see what they've learned in their different offenses and their different experiences, and being able to kind of take that information has been such a blessing. I'm so happy to have these guys in the room.
Who's the best at Topgolf in this room?
Oh man. Holden's got a mean drive on him for sure. Me and Nate got the short game kind of dialed down a little bit, but we'll get Vonnie. Vonnie, that'll be a big golf summer for Vonnie, so it'll be fun.
Hey, you got to be in the old weight room and now the new one, and I know it's just a lot more that you're able to do in a shorter amount of time. And just what has that been like getting to use that new weight room?
Yeah, it's been awesome. I think the biggest thing is Coach Youth, our strength coach. I think he's the best in the business when it comes to knowing what's right for our bodies and how to keep us safe and healthy, and just being able to have the new weight room. There's so much more things we can do, and it just really kind of opens up Coach Youth's ability to be able to give us the best opportunity to be able to then succeed on the field. And so just being able to have that new weight room and kind of the different things in there has been awesome. It's especially when I first came here, I've been in that weight room for a year, and then coming into this new one, there's nothing like it, right? And we're so blessed for Bo to chip in and be able to make that happen for us. And so it's just been awesome, and I'm really blessed to be a part of it.
Brad, I know you have some experience leading the quarterback room, but can you just talk a little about Dane Evans as a coach in general?
Yeah, Dane's an awesome guy. He had that professional experience, in the CFL, and played a career at Tulsa, and so having him in the room has been, just an awesome kind of attachment. And it's just, because for him, it's, his role is, every single time we're doing a team rep, he's always standing there with the script, and we're kind of going through it, talking about the play, even though if there's another quarterback going, we're kind of talking about our read, what we're thinking here, and then he just gives such good feedback too. And he's such an awesome guy we're able to connect with and learn from, because he's a guy that's done it, right? And so he has those accolades that he's a very reliable in that sense, and he's been through it. And so being able to hear what he has to say, you take that to heart, and it's just been awesome to have him in the room. And it's just every single thing he says, it's true, and we try our best to be able to apply it to the next day. And so being able to have him in the room has been awesome for us.